What's going on? I had a few things I wanted to talk about. So what I'm gonna do is, I hope my volume is good. I'm gonna play a song real quick before I get started. I'm a little bit late today, as usual. So what I'm gonna do is play one little quick bit of the music and go from there. Of course, there's an issue. Here we go. All right, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, the internet, guys. No, no, worst area for service. La, 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 la. What's going on, sister? I see you in the chat. It has some good information I wanted to go over. It's like I've been getting confirmation in so many different. It's just too much right now because at least I got the internet the computer to work. I've been working on that, making sure I could share the stream right, so on and so forth. So I am able to do that. That's a good thing. So yeah, let me go ahead and get into what I want to talk about. If you guys saw the title, I had a little bit of information. Did I put? Yeah, I did put notes on here. Let me go in here and check my notes. So I can go over some of the stuff I wanted to talk to you guys about, and yeah, go from there. I know in the title has talking about certain things with like mind control. I believe was my thoughts. I'm not sure, or I don't recall what the title was, but mind control, mind madness, mind bending, all these things are parts of the spell binding and things that we talk about when it comes to Jewish mysticism. And basically that's like what we argue about certain times when people want someone to hear another person's thoughts, or they're thriving for getting their point across, and usually their point is something that they learn from somebody else. It's not necessarily a proven point. It's not necessarily something. If can you hear me good, sis? Let me know, because I think my volume seems like it's low, and I hate to have to be yelling if the volume is good. Let me see. Go here and turn it up a little bit. All right, so is the volume good, sis? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me good and everything sounds clear, because I was gonna make sure that this sound is good. For some reason, with this internet lagging, I've been having a little bit of issues or whatever, so just want to make sure that you can hear me. Oh, great, babe. Perfect, perfect. Thanks, Lady E. Appreciate you, babe. Loud and clear. That's what I want to hear. All right, perfect. All right, so if it's a little delay, y'all gotta excuse me. Y'all already know I can't control this stupid internet. I upgraded this internet to a business, so it's supposed to be like faster speed, so on and so forth. But you already know what that means. Probably all a lie. But either way, getting back to Jewish mysticism and the things that control us via the media, the entertainment, different things we talk about a lot, like the ENT, your senses, blah, 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 anything that can control or, change or alter your thoughts. As far as any of the thoughts, you said it's a little gurgly. That's probably because of the internet, sweetheart. So yes, hopefully it'll smooth out. I think this time of evening it gets worse because a lot of people are using it, and for some reason it causes that lag. So I don't have no control over that. I'm gonna try and make it as clear as possible. Could be my voice. I'm having sinus issues as usual. I've been running all day today and didn't make a tea or anything. Didn't think to like I do a lot of times. I'm never like remembering things I need to do. But either way, so when it comes to that, the mysticism is the things, I guess things we can't prove. So, when people be arguing with each other, I think I get frustrated because it's like, you don't have to argue your point. I hear your point, as long as you are making your point and you hear it, I can hear it and I can decipher it for myself because I have my own mind, my own thoughts, and I'm going to be able to know exactly what it is that I want to think about the particular subject or the thing, right? So thinking about mysticism, this is something I was actually on the clubhouse earlier, and it was they were talking about the Bible, and there's a minister lady on there. She's going back and forth, repeating certain things, and I'm trying to clear up for her, like, sweetheart, sometimes you don't have a good understanding, and because people are trapped in whatever their mind is, they're not going to see it all. So when it comes to the mysticism, you can't prove it. This is something that is coming from someone else, right? It's something that's from the mind of someone else. When somebody writes something, just like if you write a letter or a note or you're writing information down or instructions that you want somebody to follow, right? If they're going to follow those instructions by the way you need them to, you have to write it down very clearly. So with that, you're going to take that information and then you're going to follow the directions. Now you have the idea or the thought in your mind that this person has given you as to what they want done. You wouldn't know what they wanted you to do if you didn't have the information. If you weren't privy to anything that was talked about, you wouldn't know exactly what to do. Someone can leave you the keys. This is an example, just in case someone's lost. Someone can give you the keys to a vehicle. You come home, you look on the table, you see keys to a vehicle. You may see a couple of dollars. So you're thinking, oh, okay, what's this for? I'm going somewhere and I'm going to spend money, but what am I going to do? So with that, in order to put the idea in the person's mind, I would have had to text the person or call the person and say, hey, when you get home, can you grab the keys, run to the store? I need some milk and some eggs, and I need you to have it sitting out for me because I'm making a cake later, and I need everything to be at room temperature. I forgot to do it, So I set the keys so you can do it when you get home. Boom, boom, boom. Now it's clear. There's a picture. So now, when I get home, or when the person gets home, they're going to look on the table. They're automatically looking. Their mind's already open to the idea of what they have to do. So now it's in their mind. They're going to go and see the keys and the money. Boom, they're out the door. There's no thinking, no wondering about what you have to do, no trying to figure it out. That is what is the thought of it, right? So when you think about that, mysticism would be a part of that. The mysticism could be, me telling the person, giving them the instructions, telling them what they need to do, how to do it, this, and that, because they may not know what to do or how to do. A lot of times you can figure out things, but you may not know exactly what to do. If a person gives you the instructions, now you know exactly what to do. So that's not really your thought per se. It's not that you don't have a mind of your own. It's not that you can't think. It's not that you can't, develop an idea on how to construct something. But if the person is having an idea of how they want you to do something, they present that to you. Now their thoughts become yours. You know that, right? It's like written in your brain now because they told you, I need you to do this, blah, blah, blah. It's written on your brain what to do. You're following the instructions. So now you're following what they have told you to do. So it's not your actual thought. You didn't come and say, oh, I see keys and I see money. I want pizza. Let me go order pizza. I'm going to go grab pizza, because that would be your thought. But they didn't give you instructions. So now you are able to follow what you want to do. Now, this is your thought. This is your premise. This is based off what you want or the thing that you want to do. So, that's kind of on the lines of that, if that makes any sense. When it comes to that, when it's coming from your own thoughts instead of another person's point of view, automatically it's not your thought. What's going on, bro? I'm gonna drop the link. I don't know if anybody was gonna want to join, but whenever anybody gets a chance to, you feel free to join me. I'm just gonna talk about a couple of things. Anybody want to talk about it with me? That's cool. So basically, when it comes to that, you want to make sure that you're having your own thoughts, your own ideas, your own mind, all of these things. That way you're constructing that thought for yourself. Now, if another's mind can point out to you what you're going to see, then now you're perceiving it. The same thing as if you are going, like, say, with your ego. Your ego is what's going to control your mind when it comes to not your thoughts, but sometimes another person's thoughts, being conflicted with that and wanting to go against, maybe not knowing if it's right or so on and so forth, but, being conflicted with that thought. So, they may be of your ego. Not that that person's idea doesn't make sense to you. They can tell you something and like, oh man, I didn't think to do it that way. That makes it a lot easier for me. But you're not going to say that because the ego will make a person say, well, that's making it like their idea is better than mine. Doesn't mean it's better than yours. It's just a different idea, a different thought. We can all thrive off each other, right? I love for somebody to benefit me on a daily, come to knock on my door in the morning and say, hey, let me tell you something that's going to make your day easier today. I welcome it. Anybody, hey, help yourself. All right. So when it comes to that, that's how I feel on that. So anything, how can I say this? When we talk about like movies and things, the waveform and, how thoughts are created, patterns in your mind, creating ideas, things of the nature, so on and so forth. Thinking about that, anything that was here and that was created here is what your mind is seeing and visualizing. This is part of the waveform, right? So the mind can't make up anything that it hasn't seen. The mind can't make up anything that it hasn't heard or been around or had any attention to. It's not going to just pop up with a thought. It has to be something that has already entered your hemisphere to conflict the thought in your mind, to give you an imagination about that thing, to make you visualize that thing, so on and so forth, right? So the mind cannot make up anything that it has not seen or experienced, right? So thoughts are, or not necessarily all the time, but most of the time when you're operating in the physical, which is the realm you're in, obviously, the thought is planted or it's received by other things that can help a person experience what it wants it to experience when it comes to governmental standards, following up under religion, following up under other people's thoughts, minds, so on and so forth. When it comes to NASA uses astronomy, and that deals with a different thing of the astrology. It kind of goes against it. How like they use astronomy to regulate what they're doing and saying things they're doing, so on and so forth. But in all actuality, if you know astrology, you understand that these things are a second pretense to astrology. They have really nothing to do with it. It's kind of a different entity, so on and so forth. But they will use it to convince people in the mind. This is a mind thing. This is the Jewish mysticism. This is implanting a thought. They'll put it in your mind that they're going into outer space per se. They'll put it into your mind that, they've launched the spaceship and, this is going on, that's going on. These are things that are Jewish mysticism because we don't know this. We haven't been on a spaceship. We haven't actually been inside via camera and traveled and seen them literally go into what you call the outer space. So this would all be a part of mysticism because we have to take their word for it. We have to believe what they tell us and say, okay, they said that they went out of space and this is what they've done. We can't always believe anything that's being said or presented to us if we don't have the actual facts of it. Because the only way that you can have the actual facts is if you came up with the idea, you came up with the thought yourself. So when people are like back to people arguing ideas, points, things of that nature, you can't argue a point with another person because of the view that they have. You don't have that thought. You weren't there. We can't perceive what another person perceives, and then implant our thought into their mind. We can. These things happen, yeah, but most of the time we can't do that. We can't jump into another's mind and then try to Dre Free, what's going on, brother? Peace and love to you. And try and make sure that these people are seeing our thoughts. We can't just see their thoughts. They can't see our thoughts. It's all a matter of I guess just giving a point of view, and that's that. You can't take everything into mind that the person is doing, saying, and take that on as your interpretation, your view. Now this is what you're standing by. This is what you're living by because you heard this. So it's kind of odd if a person is arguing facts about things that are in books, religious facts about the Bible. I'm not a person to say throw the Bible away. There are a lot of good tools in the Bible. There's a lot of good information in the Bible. There are a lot of uplifting things in the Bible. There are a lot of things that are in the Bible. Lex says, hi, darling. Haven't seen you in a while. Peace and love to you, sis. Thanks for coming through. So when we're doing these things or we're going through these things, right, we have to make sure that we are perceiving our own thoughts. It's nothing wrong with listening to someone else. Like, I love the information. You guys know this is, why I do this. I want people to have insight. I always say I'm giving you a vision into what I'm thinking, insight into me. I'm actually giving of myself to you guys. Why is that? Because I'm opening up and sharing my thoughts with you. I'm not bombarding you or wanting you to take my thoughts on as your own. Generally, what I'm doing is going over information or a thought for a person to think of themselves, right? Because we have to be able to think for ourselves. I don't care how important I think my information is. I don't care how strong I may think it is. I never think it's more important than anyone else's. I just feel that it's important to me. So if it's important to me, it may be important to someone else. So I want to make sure that they have the option to take it in and perceive it and maybe even see it as important as I do. They may not. They may not understand it. I've had people that go against certain things I say, and they feel their way, I feel my way. I'm not going to argue their point unless I know they're 100% wrong. Like if I have proven more than 2 or 3 ways, most of the times I'm proving something by 2, 3, or 4 sources so that I can get an idea implanted in my mind from those things. I'll take that information and bam, now I have an idea that I've come up with from different sources. I can't just go by, I read this and now this is what it is. Or I read this and that and that's what it is. No, you can't do that. So yeah, you have to really group yourself into areas of understanding and seeing information so that you are able to actually discern it for yourself. If you only have 3 pieces of information to go on, right? You can't validate that any of it is true. If I have 5, 6, or 7 pieces of information, right, I can go through that information and then I can decipher, okay, oh, this said this said this, this said this, this said this. I may link, let's say 3 things, 3 particular points out of all of those 7 things, right? And I can link them all and they kind of make sense. This makes sense here, makes sense here, here, and here. So I'm like, wait, they're all coming up with the same thing. And all said, okay, now I can kind of see that. Let me take this theory and view it now. So now I'll take that, I'll dissect it, check it out, look and see what makes sense to me, see if I can discern the information is being pertinent. And most of the time it is. If something stands out to me, it's because it was pertinent, it was important, it was brought to my light, the information was drawn to me. My magnetism of seeking and searching will always bring me information, the answers of what I'm looking for. I don't know if you guys do that, but I manifest my answers. I manifest what I need or want because, you have to do that. So when doing that, I get the information, I'll decipher, and then now I have the idea in my mind that I'm going to go with. I'm not going on what another person says. I'm not going off of, all the things that they said. I can listen, I can discern, I have a mind of my own. I can think, just like you guys can. That's why when I tell you things, I take my time, I speak clearly, hopefully, and concisely. I sometimes spell out words if I think it's a weird word. And I think somebody may want to look it up, because you need to verify this information. Please don't take my word for it. I could misinterpret a word or, say it wrong, and then a person looks up something else. You know how words are tricky. They're spellbinding. You can get caught up in that crap. So if I mix up a word and I mispronounce it and someone else looks up something else, they'll find a different interpretation of what I was even talking about. So that is very important to be concise, when it comes to that as well. So I try to, make sure that I'm clear with that, because I want you to check it. I want you to verify the information. I want you to see it for yourself so that you are not just taking my word for it. So when it comes to that, a lot of other things, how can I say, like externalizing the mind's thoughts and making it true, that is what waveform is. The thought is sometimes, like I said, planted by the information we receive. So when we're receiving anything, it's going to project that idea into our mind, giving us an imagination of whatever it is it wants to present to us. So when it comes to Jewish mysticism, we have to think of all the things we talk about all the time. There's the waveform. There's the music that interrupts, our thinking. There is the senses that are interceded upon. Shout out to Chief Peanut Noah 504 Silver Wolf. He just went live. Like that brother. If you guys not subscribed to him, subscribe to him. He speaks a lot from the heart. He's an OG like myself. But yeah. So yeah, we have to make sure that we are doing things that are giving us the right waveform. Let me say that, right? Because when it comes to that, we want to externalize the thoughts that are coming from inside of us. The Jewish mysticism all has a lot to do with everything we talk about, with the timology, Egyptology, chronology, so many different things that affect us when it comes to all of the wave formatting. So taking that information and putting it into a little soup bowl and feeding it to a person's nature each and every day, right? They're going to have a whole different idea of what the true perception is that they're living, right? Their whole reality, anything that they're doing, they are going to have that perception. So it's put on us. It's like written on the brain. I talk about this all the time when it comes to the wave formatting. It actually is the writing on the brain of information. It's a format. It's a program that they've been doing this for years, like since the 1940s, early 50s at best. It's called DARPA, DARPA. Check it out. DARPA program is a governmental program, a brain mapping institution that was actually instituted a few years back, I believe, with Obama, if I'm not mistaken. And that instituted the program into a deeper level. So this is why when you go to your phone, you pick up your phone and something you was thinking about is showing an ad, da 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 da. They literally have keys into the World Wide Web of your brain. Intertwined. We're all intertwined in the web of the nanoparticles and the different things via light frequency formats and photonic energy that's being used right now via chemtrails, computers, everything that has to do with these particular atomic structures. They are all coinciding, and because of that, this is why it's easy to manipulate via the waveform. So the waveform is actually the one of the main tools that the Jewish mysticism is actually having the control over, because of the way it controls the physical aspect of everything. So when you're thinking about the physical aspects and everything that happens with that, it develops a person's mind state to be actually stagnant, because it's now like a tool that is, how can I say, it's a tool that is just being being held there, so you're just sitting at the will of someone else. So now you're waiting around. You don't physically just sit and wait. Oh, let me wait and tell somebody's gonna tell me what to do. No, but this is happening to you. You don't have to know it because it's going on. It's like if you don't have to control yourself, you have to learn how to develop your mind so that you are operating from the inside out. I talk about this all the time. Operating from the inside out is operating with the spirit self, being self-centered. When you hear self-centered, you're thinking, oh, that's a selfish person. No, no, no. Selfish is one thing, and being self-centered is another. Being self-centered is centered in oneself. Standing in your square, as people say. Standing in yourself, knowing that I am. You are the strength. You are the power. You have a connection to the one true source that actually gives you energy, that gives you true light, true confirmation, opens and ignites mother cells within your body so that you have photonic energy generating information through the cells in the atomic structure of your body. Literally, physically, this is like going on. So you have to learn how to operate from the inside out, not the outside in, the physical controlling the inside. You want the outside to be maintained. You want it to be checked. You know what I'm saying? Put it in a dog kennel or something. Like, sit your behind over there till I need you. Sit over there till I tell you what to do. That's how we don't do that, right? You can't let other things or outside sources or outside forces control you. And the mind is what controls everything. So now, if you're the person that's operating your mind from the inside, your imagination, that's in my genes, the imagination, everything that's in my genes, that's igniting that true picture. That is the imagination. That's I in there. So you have to think of it that way. You're going to be operating that vessel, that vehicle, the person that has to control your inside. You're able to see yourself and visualize yourself, knowing these things. Correct? Facts. Yes, sis, that's right. Facts, brother. Yes. When it comes to that, the spirit, it develops space in the mind to develop what it derives from. So as that waveform tries to make a picture, your consciousness and the awareness is dependent on certain light developing in the mind. Young brother, then my young bro, I ain't seen you in a minute. What's going on, babe? Peace and love to you. So, when you think about that, the light that's inside of the consciousness, we need that to express our individuality, right? So consciousness, and the awareness of our consciousness. When the light, the information, the ignition of the light coding in the mind is developed, then what happens is the spirit develops into a space of the mind that it can control, because now it sees the inside. You can see yourself from the inside out. You're not, you're not like lost. You're not sitting and being controlled, and you're seeing everything from the inside out. So you're able to control it better. You're not on the outside looking in, if that makes sense. When you're on the outside looking in, it's very hard to see everything on the inside. If you're on the inside looking out, you can see everything. So that's the maintenance of having that particular control. You want to have that control, right? You want to be able to have that strength to develop yourself, to actually guide everything to the perspective of getting yourself to the right mental capacity. So when the spirit develops that space in the mind, to develop what it derives from, the conscious awareness, depending on that light that developed in that mind, there's a certain evolution that starts to internally work from inside out and develop the mind to work from within. The more you work on it, there's the evolution. You know how you hear about, the evolution, talking about the evolution of life, all these stories. The evolution is actually the creation of knowing, the creation of imagination, the creation of knowing within what is the control, having the control of yourself from within. The evolution starts internally, inside, to work from inside out, developing the mind to work from within. When the spirit is aware of itself, it can then observe its own surrounding. It has to be an acknowledgement of self. The spirit has the acknowledgement of self in order to observe everything that's going on in its own surroundings. That's the atom, the mind that's derived from the surrounding space inside of the self, the atom, the atomic mind, the explosive mind coming into development, actually experiencing that. So creating light inside the consciousness is what we need to express our individuality. Is the main thing that you need to focus on. So you when you're going through these things, when you're alone and you're coming into the world, you are in your own mind. You're in your own imagination. You are alone. You're not thinking of anything else. You don't see anything outside of self. You don't see anything outside of what you're thinking about. You don't see anything outside of any of that, right? So what you're doing, you're coming into a world that that makes you a part of everyone and everything else when you're outside of that. Let's say when you're aware, when you're not sleeping, say when you're in the dream state, when you're imagining things, when you're alone, when you're sitting to yourself, taking time to self. When you're doing these things, you're coming into the world that you are a part of everyone else, and separating yourself from that, being able to only know of yourself and thinking of your own thoughts and your own imagination and your own light, and everything's coming from you. That's cutting out all of the carnal, taken away from that. So being separate is first, and then after that, it's us, right? Big O, what's going on, bro? I ain't seen none of y'all in a while. Is my notifications off? Most of you guys I haven't seen in my last couple of lives. I don't know if you just been busy. I sure missed you. A lot of names I'm seeing today I haven't seen in a while. I know I've been blocked from a lot of people's lives, and a lot of people I vibe with more recently. So maybe that's going on with you guys. I hate that, but make sure you guys are keeping up. I'm missing you when you're not in my chat, and going over things, and I'm making sure that we're touching bases, and I like vibing with you guys seriously. So back to that. So when it comes, like I said, the evolution does start within yourself. So you have to work from, pulling from yourself inside to make sure you're developing your mind, because the inside is what's going to develop your mind. The outside carnal man cannot develop your mind. The only thing that the outside carnal mind will do, it will develop it into the form of what the society or the environment wants it to be. You're going to pull in everything, all of the information from what society is shaping and molding your world to be around you, and that will be, what you're seeing, and that's what you're going to become a part of. So this is what you don't want to do. This is what you want to stay away from. You got to make sure that you are operating from inside, because when you're operating from the inside, this is when you are able to have all the insight to control your environment. You're able to manifest the positive things. You're able to bring into light all of the things that you need to do to get you into the right spaces of where you're going, where you want to be, so on and so forth. So creating that light inside of yourself, that's the consciousness that you're creating. You're creating a true consciousness, connecting to the source, the one and true. You want to call God, or Yahweh or Allah. All these names. That's another thing. I hate the development of these names, but when you think about the names that are put into us having a conscious thought and an idea and a spirit thinking and a spirit mind, it's just really crazy, right? A name is a person, place, or thing. All those are physical things. Those are carnal things. So it could not possibly apply to anything that's as powerful as the Most High God, right? As you would say. So anyway, we have to create that light from inside our consciousness to actually express our own individuality. When you are creating a light within yourself, so that you can create the individuality of your own self, now you're developing. That light that actually can bring you to the less density, and bring you closer to that source that you're seeking. You don't have to go to a church or another environment or someone to tell you or teach you what to do, read a book on what to do, know what to do. No, these things come from within. I think it's more important, or more pertinent, to get the information from yourself versus another person. If you're able to coincide and get a direction or leniency to the things that will bring light into your world, then once that light is ignited, bam, you go from there. You can start yourself to express and grow and learn, and so on and so forth. So that's what we need to do, is create that individuality within our own mind state, so that we are in the control and we're creating the reality and the things around us that are beneficial. So that's just the one thing. So getting out of the Jewish mind is what I would call it. Losing sight of self with the government and religion. Um, Separating that. So when you think about government and religion, these are the physical aspects. All these things lay weight to the physical aspects of life. All of the senses that are applied to things that are in our day-to-day journey as we get up and we're going through our journey throughout the day. These things all apply to us. The way you're driving on the street, the way you're walking, the way you talk to somebody, you say the wrong thing. All these things. So we're all under religion and government on a day-to-day basis. When we're thinking about foreknowledge, we have to have foreknowledge of the things that are important. Being the right mind state, having a balance. You're always talking about a balance, or having the correct mind state. All these different things. That's 4 points with dimensional thinking. Using both sides of the brain, being able to balance both sides of the brain. We use different parts of the brain when it comes to different activities. I may go into that one day, as far as like the left side of the brain, the right side, and different things that are developed in those areas to help you beneficially on a day-to-day basis. So the ideas that we have, the problems that we have, when it comes to the solutions we have, those are the 3 points. Those are your idea, your problem, your solution. That's creating a triangle. And the conclusion would be the square, giving you the 4 points. So you have a triangle that's inside of the square. If you draw a triangle and you draw a square, the triangle fits inside of the square. So you have an idea, a problem, a solution, all these things inside of that square. When you have them, that 4th point you get to would be your conclusion. That's the square. That's standing in your square, being confirmed and knowing information, knowing what's going on. You can't get a perfect square if you can't make a perfect solution, right? So you need a perfect solution to have a perfect square. If you have an odd solution, you're going to have an odd square, so on and so forth. The square and circle is about analyzing and the structuring of your feelings and your emotions. That's what the square and the circle, the square and the circle represent. So when you're thinking about that, you want to have a balance of things when it comes to analyzing and structuring things, when it comes to your feelings, when it comes to your emotions, right? The circle is the right side of your brain, dealing with the feelings and things, the way that you feel about something, the way you feel about someone, the way you feel about an idea. This is the right part of your brain. The square, which would be the conclusion, is the left side. How do we use our logic? How are we thinking? How are we coming to a conclusion? Our idea and our thought pattern of that conclusion. So how we use logic to interpret something, that is the left side of our brain. So when it comes to the right side, as I said, that's your feelings about something. So you got to think. That's that triangle, which is the ideas, your problem, or your solution, and then coming to the square, which would be giving you a conclusion on the left side of the brain. That's how we're using the logic to interpret something, so that we have the clear understanding and having a solution to the problem, the issue, or the idea, right? So when you master these things, you sort of create an esoterical square circle around you. And this is like a building block of protection, because now you're operating with a balance, a perfect balance, a frequency that is going to give you that balance. So we have to use our mind by our own logic, not another's logic. Another person's logic would be their ideas, their thoughts, their theories. When a person writes something, a book, a Bible, a storybook, or any book, these are things that are logically put into another person's head. They'll say the Bible was inspired by God. This was inspired by God. If it was written and inspired by God, did God write it? Did you see it? They'll say that the person was given this word of God, and this is how it was written by God. They had a thought. They did this. They did that. How do we know that God wrote this or gave them the information, or they didn't have this epiphany of an idea based off of an experience that they had. And once they had that experience, um, it took them to this particular, section or area or whatever's going on in their life or whatever, right? I got distracted with a call. I don't even know what I was saying. So basically, thought is let me say, religion is sort of a mental incapacity. We'll say a mental illness to a person's mind to be able to think logically and on their own. They have to follow the directions of other people. They have to, go and find out what's going on. And, you know, this pastor tell me I got to do this. I got to pray 3 times a day. Whatever the case may be. These are the things that they do because they're following behind someone else's logic. So if you're following your own logic, you have a connection to the true source. You're going to know what to do. You're going to know to talk to it when you want to, say what you want to say. You're not limiting yourself with your abilities by calling God a person. When we're thinking of God as a person and a physical being, as I said, that is oxymoron. How can God be a physical being? How can the Father, the Son, and all these things? How can this be a physical being if the physical being is a part of the carnal? And anything that is that God or that one true source that we say or that you think is the most high, then it's outside of that. It exceeds that by so many thousands of points. So I don't know. I am, let's say, the person that came up with an idea and expressed it to others. When I give a point, when I tell a person my thought, my idea, I am telling a person my thought. I am telling the person. So it's the same as when a person receives or perceives information, they're telling someone. They're telling a person, it's like, I am telling you this. So now they have that information to pass on. So that makes it I am. It is word. It is trump, basically. It is valid, because this person experienced this. This is what a lot of the allegorical terms in the Bible are talking about. These are experiences that people had. People are taking it as so many other things, but these are experiences people went through in their lives, and they wrote these down as stories to follow, just like you would leave your child information about your ancestor, so on and so forth. These are the type of things that were going on. So, there's so much going on that we have to be aware of. So we kind of live in an area or in a space where everything is based off of conjunction and premeditated ideas. I'll say that. Lies. I'll say that. A lot of the things that we believe are the things that are going on that we perceive as being true aren't even true. They've been talking about putting the military in New York. New York just had a mandatory mandate, right? And with this mandate, people needed to do certain things, by this certain date, or they're going to lose their job, this, and that. But they didn't do that. Some people's jobs fell along with it, the corporations, because they were scared, so they made their employees follow behind it. But they can't make these people do this. This is a lie. It's a lie. They cannot force a human person to do something or invade their body in any kind of way. The government keeps lying to people, creating fear tactics, making people lower their vibration, making people feel like they don't have any say-so, or they're not, important enough to say what they want or can do with their own life, right? This is like absurd information. So when we think about all this absurd information, everything that we're going through is just kind of, a little bit annoying to me, to try to see how we can not be caught up, I guess, into all of these different things that are a part of our environment, so on and so forth. I'm going to play a song real quick, guys, and just take a break, grab me something to drink. I actually put some ice in my drink. And I think that's about it. Let me see what I play. Oh, let's play Trey Ali's new song, guys. This song is really nice. Let's play this. Let me see if I screen share. If it's not act right. And I will be right back after this. If so, guys, I just want to take a quick minute and let's see how it goes. This time, if it don't play, then I'll just be right back with you. Of course, I finally get the new computer to share my screen to get everything going. And this stupid thing is acting slow. It's so retarded. It's like, they say that word is jinx crossed up in a link or something. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, guys, I don't think it's gonna play. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna have to do this again during the daytime when it's not as much internet in the area, I guess, because it's really getting on the nerves. Let me see if we play like this. Try something else real quick. Okay, I think it's gonna play maybe pause. All right, let's see, guys. If I got all right, let's see. Hopefully it plays, guys.
Yeah. They say they paper tripping, they ain't tripping. I ain't even got a social, bitch, I'm non-existent. I ain't never signed no contract with no corporate business. Niggas quick to say they free, but it ain't how they living. Public school was made to create public fools. A billion pictures of it is trying to say that you. This Atlantis, this our planet, that's on I'm a rule. This ain't the book of old plays, it's the out of bull. That was never great, showing greatness and they get mad at you. Quick to holler slave, but in the papers they had masters too. 1655, Anthony Johnson took his slave to court. Black slave masters were majority till we went to war. Quick to holler copper color, copper strap and blow. Fuck a copper social distance.
Yeah, I think that's about all we're gonna get. I'm back. Just had to grab me a little bit of ice. Let me stop sharing real quick. Yeah, Paper Trip. I like that little song. I'm mad it didn't play. I don't think I did play it. The first day it came out, he actually put it on YouTube. I was able to get into that. But yeah, guys, when it comes to that, it's just so much to think about when we have to think about being into our self awareness and being able to operate within the spirit of ourselves and not the spirit of the environment. The spirit of the environment is actually working against what is the natural self, the natural being. This is why you hear we're in a spiritual warfare. The warfare is the carnal and the spiritual. So when having your now on
Came by some rocky and party in case you didn't know. You want the foreign leadership, check me, normal leadership.
Okay, sorry about that. Now I want to play when I didn't want it to play. But Yeah, this internet is going in and out, so I don't know if you guys are getting any lag in or anything. If you are, I do apologize. I cannot tell from this point, you know. But yeah, keeping in mind, these things operate in that the carnal spirit. The carnal spirit is truth over lies. Peace, sis. How you doing, babe? So yeah, operating in that carnal, the carnal is that manipulative area or space that is easily controlled by the environment. Um, I don't know. It's just so much to think about when it comes to our awareness and the enlightenment. You know, I've talked to you guys about that sun gazing. I don't know if you've been partaking in that to become a little bit more spiritually aware. If you are, please be careful. As I stated before, I'm giving another warning that, it is a very phenomenal thing. So, you have to be careful. They do consider the damage. So being, open to that, you need to definitely make sure that you are studying the information, making sure that you're aware of the physical and the psychological effects. There are hallucinations. They say are perceived, which I believe is just information from other realms. There's light. They see orbs. They see multi different colors. There's so many different things. Look up the photic retinopathy, and then you'll be able to see what that is. That unveiling. I talk about the unveiling, which is the opening or the bursting of light into the pineal gland, giving it that direct light and energy because it actually clears that veil from the eyes. So visiting family. Oh, you was visiting. Oh, great, sis. I hope you had a great time, sis. Sis said she was visiting her family. Nothing like spending time with family, especially if they're in a different space from you, right? Yeah, my daughter's coming up here in the next week or two. I cannot wait. She coming up here, and I may have another visitor this month, and yeah, I'm having a lot going on this month myself. So yeah, make sure you guys are staying in touch with them. You guys see what's going on with the cyber stuff. I'm gonna touch on that real quick. This is another scare tactic. They wanted to see how bad people were gonna freak out yesterday when the internet, not on the internet, just the social went down. They were saying it was, oh, they don't know what happened. They know what happened. So if you guys don't believe that, so yeah, make sure you guys are being prepared for any and everything. As I said, make sure you're keeping like batteries, flashlights, keep candles, matches. Get matches. Go right to the dollar store, guys. They have the big old 100 book of matches, the stick matches for $1. Get you about 5 or 10 boxes of those. Make sure you're stocking up on, dry goods. Make sure you're I'm not really a fan of canned goods, but if you have to, get you some canned goods. If you can freeze dry some stuff, I freeze dry things. If you freeze dry things, and then you can seal them in an airtight container, then they'll stay a lot longer. All you have to do is put water to, bring it back to life. um, Water, stocking up on water. That's another thing. People are not going to be aware of this, but I did hear one brother say the water in his area went from $1 to almost $3, like overnight. This was last week, so I don't know what's going on in your areas, but I would say be very careful to stock up on your water. Me myself, I don't drink faucet water, so yeah, make sure that you're stocking up on your water. And even then, make sure you're filling it with electrolytes. Get a magnet. I've talked to you guys about how to build a magnet around your water so that you're able to pull all of any type of energies and metals and things out of it that shouldn't be in there. And you can actually infuse your water. If you're using pH balanced water, you can infuse your water with different vitamins and minerals. And putting the magnets around it, you'll be able to pull everything out of it as well. Halito, beautiful. Did you get your gift, sis? I don't know if you told me or not. I don't recall, but I didn't get an email letting me know you got it. Mind's Eye, yeah. Did you get your gift, Mind's Eye? You didn't let me know either, bro. Let me know if you guys got your gift. Put it in the, put it in the comments. But yeah, if you if you are doing, things that you need to do and stay in balance or what have you, you're not going to be having these issues. So just make sure you guys are paying attention to everything that's going on. Your mind is going to guide you to things that are important. It'll even take you to places to get the things you need. You'll be walking through the store, you'll see something on sale. Oh, this on sale, let me grab this, certain things like that. Just pay attention to your surroundings, keeping up, stocking up on water, not believing everything you see in the news, but being aware of the news, making sure you have a family plan. If anything happens where the internet is down and the cell phones are down, you guys are able to get in touch with your families. God forbid the electricity just knocks out. If the electricity goes out, you won't have your cell phone. So you need to have some type of plan with your family as to what you want to do if anything does happen in any type of state of emergency. You guys are going to meet up at a certain place. Everybody's going to meet here. We're going to stay here such and such amount of days of the emergency. Give everybody time to meet up and go from there. These type of things. So I think that oh, great, 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 great. Hey, happy birthday in advance, beautiful. And I'm glad you got your gift right beforehand. That was perfect. So, yeah, guys, making sure that we are doing these things and being privy to just ideas of everything that will bring us peace and making sure that we're in touch with our family. We don't lose sight of them. If they start some weird stuff, we want to make sure we have our families around and we're not scurrying to see, where everybody's at, what they're doing, and, trying to be in touch with everybody. So I just think that's important. And yeah, I'm going to be out of here, guys. Um, oh, you did? You received yours too, bro? Good, perfect. So, yes, I'm excited. Great, great, great. So yes, guys, I really appreciate you guys coming through. I was so glad to see a lot of my little chat friends I have not seen in a while. I know that everybody's been busy. Exactly. Happy birthday to Dee Dee. That's my girl. All right. So, all right, guys. Yeah. I'm not. I'm gonna keep this short. Just wanted to put that out real quick. I appreciate you coming through, and hopefully you were able to get some insight from any of the stuff that I talked about, idea, something you may even want to share with somebody else to make them think of being a little centered in their self and not being influenced so easily by their environment, by things, by people, by things of the carnal, so that their mind is not actually being limited is the best way to put it. So, yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much, guys. Make sure that you are doing something awesome and wonderful for yourself. Somebody else is positive, putting them in a good frame of mind, showing them a positive idea or thought as far as thinking about something outside of yourself. And yeah, we're going to do that. So, um, that ours was about all of those indictments that went out. I heard that too, sis. They've been doing the clues with that. They've been doing a lot of clues with that. That's what I probably should have talked about. I may talk about that tomorrow. You're right. Even with the R. Kelly thing, they talking about R. Kelly. Oh man, if I could tell you, if I pull up a show I did, oh man, it was like 2.5, 3 years ago. I may even pull it up on my next live. I did a show and it was talking about a whole bunch of this stuff that's going on now. I've been talking about this stuff forever, like I said, but it literally like talking about these people with these indictments and all these things. So it's funny that you said that, Dee Dee, because you're so correct, baby. Even that R. Kelly thing, that was so funny. They had him. They were showing that clip of him talking about something. I'm telling on everybody. Talking about R. Kelly talking about he telling on everybody. He been told on everybody. This shit's so old. It's like they playing this old ass movie and everybody playing it now, thinking it's new. And this is what's so aggravating. They manipulate people's minds. They play with people's minds. They have us thinking all this weird stuff. It's just so crazy and sick. Um, but yeah, these people have already been indicted. These people have already been peace and love, brother. Peace and love to you. Thanks for coming through. These people have already been indicted. These people, some prior, some more recent, and there's still some more to go. It was like thousands of indictments, guys, that went out. He told he told her, she said he sounded like a bird. He told on everybody. Everybody. Yes, they did, sis. And it's crazy. But the craziest part is they think that he just now telling. This the trick, right? Of this game they play with people, this manipulation, how they play. Listen, on top, let me put y'all on this. Tasha K. Remember Tasha K is the one that came out with the Brother Polite thing, right? Yes, sis, talk about it. I've been telling people this for years. They think it's a game. They think it's a game. um, they the Tasha K lady came out with the information on the polite guy, and then she came out with this video talking about young Pete, young Peril, YP. Then she had a video talking about she was doing something with Kamala Harris. I don't know if anybody knows. Go look at the clips, all of the 3 clips that she did showing like her little commercials or whatever, showing promotions. Each one of those clips were 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Very odd, very strange, very weird. Very odd, very strange, very, very weird that Tasha K with the K. I'm going to get into the K thing too. Maybe next week. I was going to do that over the weekend. I forgot. But yeah, the K is that letter K is something else, right? Tasha K, R. Kelly, the what's her name? The Kelly Price lady that they were saying was missing, and then now they saying that she did a so-called video that she was back from nothing was wrong with her. Her family's crazy. This and that. Now, first off, that video is like from a video she did months ago. So they used a fake video to say that this lady was okay. That wasn't even her. That was like a fake video. That was like, I don't even want to get into that part. That shit was crazy. I'm just tripping on all this stuff. So the Kelly Price, the R. Kelly thing, all this happened at the same time. And all 3 of them. Yeah, talk about it, sis. Talk about it, sis. Letting people know they got hit. They got hit. So yeah, it's so much going on behind the scenes. We are not aware of this stuff, including all these celebrities that y'all think had the so-called the C. About, oh, this person got the C. Oh, this person died, or this person this person that. A lot of that was lies, guys. I mean, there's only so much you're supposed to say. She said she died and came back. Who said they died and came back, sis? I probably know what you're talking about, but I want to know specifically. When you said she, are you talking about the lady from the Ark, not the Ark, what's her name? Dang it. Kelly Price, right? You talking about Kelly? Yep. So yeah, she talking about she died and came back. Exactly. Says, listen, the games, the manipulation. I can't take it. The people be crazy, and it's like certain things. If you talk about it, it's like people already don't believe a lot of the stuff that happens. Right? They don't believe a lot of this. When you go to telling them the facts and the truth, they're scared. Exactly. Says they're scared of the truth because they can't imagine things by themselves. Then I just talk about this shit. Oh my gosh. Lord, I gotta get it together because I be getting frustrated sometimes, and I'm trying to keep it clear, trying to keep it professional, all that, so you guys are really hearing this stuff. But listen, the manipulation goes so deep. All of this stuff I'm trying to give you insight into, the Jewish mysticism, all these lies, all this stuff that's going on. This is what's happening. All this stuff is it's a game. I keep telling y'all, look, they are all playing a part, right? Most of these people that you see are politicians. They're not even politicians. Some of them probably didn't even have a high school damn diploma. I mean, let's just be real about it. Most of these people are playing a role. These actors, these so-called rappers, these all these people sitting up here coming up with these ideas. Oh, there was a clone. This one's a clone. That clone shit is far-fetched. These people are actors. They're actors, and actresses. They have people playing different parts all the time. I see 1 or 2 people. I ain't gonna even put the names out there, but it's like 2 or 3 I can just name off the top of my head right now. They got like 4 different characters that play their part. And it's like, I don't even know how people don't be seeing it. I'm not even a person that's into like rap and all that kind of stuff like that. I listen to it, because I have younger kids, but I'm not into it like that. But how can you not see it? It's like, you don't look at this person and see that this is a different person. You don't look at this person and know they was another person. You don't see this person, know they was another person. Same thing happened to Michael Jordan. Remember when he he left, and then he supposedly went played baseball, this, and that. That was because of something that he did, and they had to put him to shame, and they took his title from him. But he was actually playing another role. I can't even remember the name right now, but he was actually on another basketball team. Right after he left the Bulls, he played on another basketball team. He had a mustache and a freaking big curly wig on. I can't remember the guy's name. That what was it? The Wizards, I think. I don't know what state it is, but I think it was the Wizards. And then think about that, the Wizards. Come on, they put the shit right in your face. It'd be so crazy. Y'all can go look at the Wizards around the time. I don't know nothing about sports, but I'm gonna just tell you that. I remember seeing the guy and the player, and I'm like, damn, that's Michael Jordan. So the Wizards around the time after Michael Jordan, look at the people that was in there. Lil Nas isn't real. Say it again, sis. Say it again. He a whole character. Lil Nas is a whole character. And they using him as part of manipulation and the schemes to get our kids into this gay shit, into this transgenderism. It's all acting. It's all a game. It's all a part of what part and what play. If you guys were on here with Sophia, oh my gosh, Miss Sophia Stewart, she said, Ms. Sophia Stewart, she said specifically the same thing I be telling you all the time. This lady said the actors and the actresses do the same thing. They're out there to play the role. Whoever plays the role the best is to get it. We know that. What's going on, bro? Peace and love, Quint Emerson. What's up, bro? Bro in the house. Yeah, so they have these images that they have to portray, and whoever can play the image the best, this is the person that that does it. Different. Obama had, yes, says what's his name? Trump had different characters. The one with the red tie, the one with the blue tie, it was two different people. This so-called Biden, he's had like 4 characters. From the time he was with Obama, he had like 5 different characters. I mean, come on, y'all. It'd be so evident. You just got to open your eyes and look. All these people that have been arrested and indicted because of this so-called C thing that's going on now, right? We know that the crowning of the sun is the corona sun. So we know right now when they started using it right before that, that's when all those indictments went out. I ain't gonna get into the whole real damn story. But the indictments went out right before that. They had to put a stop to all the information. They had to put a stop to all the socializing because they had to try to figure out how could they hide all the information and let people know without letting people know what was going on. So by doing this, it stopped a lot of people in the social media. And by doing this, they were able to say a lot of people died from this so-called V. So a lot of the people that were put to death or, had charges and, were, what do you call it? However they did the gas chamber or whatever the case may be, these people, this is what happened to them. So then they had these actors to act like this happened to them. This one was sick here. Listen, y'all, man, we ain't gonna get into the whole story all that because it's just too much. Too much. You said he played the rock. You said Obama played the rock before, sis? Did I see that before? Was it on a comedy thing or something? Is that what you're talking about? You talking about something else? Let me know, sis. Because I remember him on a couple of other things. There's been a whole bunch of different actors and actresses that do this. They manipulate so much. It's just like fantastic. It's crazy. We keep falling for it because of the mind manipulation, because of the mind warping, the brain mapping that is written on the brain to change your ideas to make you see another thought. The Jewish mysticism that actually has you caught up in Egyptology, timeology, chronology, all these different things that affect us mentally. Telekinesis is the main thing that's a part of that entertainment. Everything that has to do with these actors and actresses, music, all these things. Talk about it, sis. Talk about it. I talked about this a couple of months ago, sis. I'm glad you brought that up too. Thank you so much. This is my girl. I told y'all. Listen, the 5,000 people, sis said they were that they said died from the CV thing were the people who were executed, right? The 500,000, right? You have to think about it. If you can go right now on the CDC website. If you go on the CDC website and you look up the information of the people that actually died from it, you're going to see the numbers are different. They keep saying that all these people died from this, all these deaths. Oh, we had so many deaths. They a freaking lie. All of these deaths, right, are the people. They're on there saying that the numbers are the deaths. But when you look on the CDC website, because they can't lie about what they put out there with the information, on the CDC website, it actually lists how many of the percentages died from this supposedly. And when you look at it and see the shocking numbers and see that they keep lying to you in your face on this fake ass news entertainment media that are all part of the same system, they all actors too. Half of them shape shifting damn idiots that are part of a whole different light entity, probably bots made from test tubes, no soul, no spirit, no anything inside them. They're test tube babies. They don't have they haven't come through a birth canal. They don't have light. They're not real beings. People think this is a joke. This is like some serious shit. So yeah, talk about it, sis. I'm so glad you reminded me that. So yeah, it's a lot going on. Yes, Saturday Night Live. I knew it, sis. I seen it. Yep, Saturday Night Live. I'm so glad you reminded me of that too. Sis is on point tonight. Yes, sis. I knew it. Yep. As soon as you said that, it popped in my mind because I remember seeing it. I'm like, was it Saturday Night Live or not Saturday Night Live? It was one of them stupid comedy things. You sure right. Yeah, talking about they died with it, not from it. Right, sis. Let me correct what I said. Thank you, babe, for putting that. The CDC says that the people died with it, not from it. And just to coincide that the people that anybody that died from anything during that time, that's what they died with. So when they say this person died with it, right? Example, this is personal people I know. I know a girl, her mom had heart disease and she had sugar diabetes. When her mom passed, she passed from heart failure because she had heart disease. Because it was during this time, they put the CD on her death certificate. So anybody that died from any kind of complications that had to do with lungs or heart or anything of that nature, they put that on their death certificate because they got paid over $2,000 for each death certificate that they handled with that. So this was another line of manipulation for these doctors to steal and take money from the governmental sources that are supposed to be us or whatever. Right? Sis said, did I see the robot? They say it's Joe. No, sis, what robot? They had the robot. Sis said they got a robot that they say was Joe. See, I need to see that, sis. I did not see that. Is it a link, sis? Send it to my email, boo. Send it to my email. I want to check that out. I know I saw a video where his brother caught a tentacle coming out of Joe's arm and it was moving like a freaking octopus arm. The shit looked crazy. I don't know if anybody ever seen that, but yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, send it to me, sis. I want to check that out. I didn't see that part. But yeah, it's so much going on right now, guys, with this manipulation and the lies from this because they want to form and create a world for you guys so they can keep us trapped in it. What happens is if you're a person that's caught up in everything that you're believing, all these lies and stories and stuff of that nature, right? You're gonna die believing all these things. Lois Lane channel. Who's Lois Lane, sis? You're gonna die believing this reincarnation, my soul, my this God entity, all these things that you believe and pull up into your mind, right? When you pull these things up into your mind, this is the formulation that you're going to die with, and you're going to come back with the same thing. This is how you be reincarnated. You're going to be reincarnated. Your mind energy will come back because it has the same ideas and the same imagination and the same thoughts as before. Everything that you have learned here that you have been caught up with in the mysticism, in the timeology, the Egyptology, the chronology, the telekinesis, all these things have manipulated your mind enough, your brain enough, so that when you do die, you're not in yourself enough and you don't know how to go to true light because you'll become a part of that reincarnated soul to come back here and be recycled again. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, y'all. We gotta... Oh, I said I was going to be done talking about this, but yeah, guys, I just wanted to pop up here and go on. Sis went in and had me say some more stuff, man. I'm like, I want to talk a little bit more, but they want an AI world. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Send it to me, sis. Send it to my send it to my email, sis, so I can check it out. I'm gonna see what she's talking about. And she talked about that. She probably on some of the stuff I'm on Lois Lane. She probably on that superhero tip. So she must know about that reality of the energies and the strength. I don't know if you guys saw that superhero video I did last week. I kind of went over a little bit of stuff. It wasn't very detailed. I'm going to do a part 2, possibly a 3. Haven't had time to get it together yet, but I want to make sure I'm putting the information out so it brings in your mind the idea of me framing this, the mysticism, giving you wave formatting that will actually be constructed in your brain. I'm not trying to restructure your brain, but definitely want to give you things to check out, and so you can get this information yourself. So this is so pertinent. And every time, let me see. Child abducted in Houston, Texas. Blue 2008 GMC truck license plate number 28809T1, Texas. Victim is a 13-year-old female, Leilana Graham, who was last seen wearing white and yellow striped shirt, unknown pants, black shoes, and carrying a clear backpack. Suspect is a black male. Call 911 with any information. Ever since I've been in Texas, I mean, you get so many alerts. I'm surprised this is the first one I've had actually in a couple of days. Thank goodness. I love that. When I first moved here, I was getting like sometimes 2 alerts a day. Like the kids is coming up missing like crazy. Oh God, I gotta call you back. Cause I'm on live, I'm gonna call you back.
Okay, I don't need to talk. Just let me tell you this.
Hold on. All right, sorry about that. That was my cousin. I'm like, I'm on the live because she just starts running her mouth, Lord. But yeah, guys, we gotta be aware. I love my people. That's my girl too. That's my favorite cousin. But yeah, we gotta be. Oh, everybody else that hear that, y'all my favorite too. I'm so bad. But I don't even know what we was talking about. But yeah, when it comes to that, guys, the kids. Oh yes, sis said, that alert warns the kidnapper, lets them know. Yeah, part of their system. That lady that created the. Oh, sis, you is hitting on so much tonight, Didi. You ain't lying. So it's like every time that they turn around, they're getting. They trapping one of these kids or entrapping one of these kids. And like sis said, that's a really good point. It alerts them and lets them know. The lady that actually came up with this Amber Alert and all of that, I don't know if you guys are aware of it. She was actually arrested too at one point in time. She was part of Hillary Clinton clan, allegedly. But it was also, put out there. So if there's a lie, they damn told it. Taz, hey sister, what's going on, babe? Peace and love, babe. Thanks for coming through. So yeah, guys, we gotta be really aware. Oh, ladies, I think I talked about this last week. I was saying, make sure you are careful when you put. I don't care where you at. If you at a comfortable place, your job, or it's daylight and you thinking you're safe. Make sure you're careful of your surroundings. People are being abducted and picked up like any time of the day. During the day, early morning, somebody parked next to your car. Next thing you know, somebody knocking you out and putting you in the car, and you don't even know. You ain't even paying no attention. You just go into the car. You don't see nobody. You not looking. It's broad daylight. Being aware, being consciously aware of yourself is a very important thing. Making sure you're holding a high value in yourself, watching yourself, being careful of people, not being so trusting of people, all these things. I talked to a sister that was saying how she had given this guy his son a ride because they were stranded on the side of the road. It was him, his son, the wife, and they had a baby. She stopped because she seen the baby. So she gave the son a ride. Who's to say that this wasn't a plot? I mean, that's fine. Thank goodness she was safe, but you just got to be aware nowadays. Be very careful. I'm very kind and loving. I will help somebody out, but I'm not going to put myself in danger to do it. I can't, because I have too many other people that rely on me and my family that I have to come back to. So I can't endanger myself to assist someone else and then take myself away, taking a chance on taking myself away from someone else. So just be, very cautious and aware. Women, please put these guys, all these freaks and perverts that's out here, bringing people in your household, meeting new guys. You're a single mom. You may have been working hard trying to, now you got time for a love life and I want to start dating again, this, and that. Just make sure you're dating outside the household. Don't bring nobody in your house, honey. If he don't have a place and you can go over there and visit him, I don't know what to tell you. You don't need to be involved with him, period. If he don't have his own place, he's not able to entertain you, then hey, that's enough of that. Having these strange uncles and friends and all this around these kids, and they getting touched and all these things. Yeah, you gotta like really be careful with this stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I don't want to talk too much and drag this on. Sis said they got caught taking that. Yeah, and put her over there and over there. Yes, sis, exactly. This was part of a lot of the when some of them indictments came out too. She said they got caught with them, and that was part of Hillary. Hillary did that. Over there, she got caught in trying to take some of them babies too. She sure did. She sure did, allegedly, but it happened. All right, guys. Peace, love, energy, everything that is great, wonderful, and all of that. I am out of here. I'm gonna get me a little relaxation. I'll be getting up so early in the morning. So I'll probably be up for a bit. Maybe jump in somebody else's chat if somebody else goes live. But for now, I'm just going to relax a little bit, finish up this salad. I did not finish earlier, and I want to make sure I get it in because I need it. I need a little bit of iron and energy, and I don't want to make anything else. So, yeah, war for the mind and the spirit. That's right. Spiritual warfare. We are in the spiritual battle, spiritual warfare, guys. Make sure that you are the commander in control. Make sure that you are the one that is controlling your vessel. Make sure that you are the one that has control over the spaceship that you are operating through this environment and the space that is around you. Yes, love you too, babe. Peace, love, and everything that is good and wonderful to all of y'all. If you have a chance to do something great and wonderful for somebody tomorrow, do that. Even if it's a smile, a hello, whatever you can do, it's always appreciated from somebody when they need a little bit of light in their world. So if you can do anything for anybody else, do that. And the best thing you can do is do something for yourself. Get a little bit more into you and centering yourself around finding a way to complete yourself with that square and circle balancing of the left and right brain so that you're able to think with your imagination and come up with conclusions of things with the correct idea coming from the spirit mind and, all of that. All right, guys. Peace and love. I'm out.